Hey guys, back with another Road to Masters for set 17. Really exciting. We're in our placement games. I'm going to be trying to post these 2 to 3 times a week. I'm being really optimistic here, but I know this is really popular and I do really want to explain my thoughts. I do that on my Twitch stream live, but it's definitely a lot different and more educational when I can curate it a bit and I have more time to focus on explaining the concepts in the game in an easier game. In my challenger game, there's sometimes I can't explain the really basic stuff, but the basics are the most important stuff. It's just like automatic to me. So I really do like making these Road to Master content, and hopefully I can do that for you guys here. So I think right off the bat here, if you don't know how gold works, basically you can get 6 gold from loot orbs in stage 1. So I'm gonna need to make a decision on what unit I want to hold here. I can't hold everything and buy the shop and keep all my units. So I'm gonna have to think about what to sell here. I think right now I have a Bastion pair. So and Ross is really good, but he scales later into the game for me. So not as important, and we can hold a Bastion pair. We always want to hold our frontline units and our backline units. Right now our frontline is really looking more like this, to be honest. This is looking like this might be our starting board for a bit. We are in Medallion, and we should always check the Psionic, which is target lock ops, which is not a good Victor one here. But yeah, we can only play 2 Bastions here, so that's something to consider. I think people want to play like 3 Bastions sometimes, but really we only need to play 2 Bastions. So here I'm gonna pick up another Rogue because we do need a Rogue, and hold on to a Leona here as well. We could go no scout and it could be really simple here. We could play a Teemo game and a Leona game. I do think reroll is fairly simple and fairly good. Yeah, I do think it makes a lot of sense in my current spot. I already have some of the copies. I also have Primordian as well. So I think we're going to do that and then scout really quick. I think people are afraid to play. Okay, here I'm pretty committed to Jax already. I was thinking about Teemo, but it looked like someone else might have been Teemo. Yeah, they were Teemo early learning. So, oh wow, that's a Meepsy 2. This lobby is incredibly strong. This is a demon lobby for whatever rank I'm playing on. I'm in, what's it called, rank placement, so I don't really know what rank I am right now. The important thing here is that I don't need to slam. I think Crown Guard is a good item on Jax, but we don't need to slam because we're not going to be strong for a very long time, and that's okay. It's okay not to be strong as long as you will be strong at some point in the game. And that's kind of what no scout is in essence, is you'll be strong later on. And we're going to be strong on our 2-star board. Maybe in stage 5 or something like that, we'll be strong, but we can't force ourselves to be strong. I think that's, okay, I didn't make a gold here. Sorry. I think that's actually a big deal to not make a gold there, but no worries. We're going to just put out the planner here. Because we are no scout, there is no flexibility here. There is absolutely no flexibility here. I do think Gwen can go on the board and Rost, but there's different variations. So basically what you can think about is that you either want to play around rogues or you want to play around fate weavers, but you can't play around both. So I think something like this might make more sense, where we 3-star basically everything here and then we add Rost in at 7 would kind of be the idea. So yeah, I definitely am going to get a bit screwed here by not making econ from the last round. This is a very ambitious solo leveling, no slam from them, but totally fine from their part. So the main thing with this comp, and I think it's always important to know what the conception of your comp is, right? The conception of my comp is, one, we're playing Medallion, so I want to 3-star as many things as possible. And then I have multiple carries. I have TF, I have Talon, I have Caitlyn, I have Gwen, but my only tanks are really Jax and Aatrox and Ross, but Ross comes way later. So I think the main conception for me is that Jax is the main tank of the comp and he holds the glue together. Whether you're playing Talon, whether you're playing TF, you need a tank, you need time. So the tank items really matter on Jax. I would say the same thing for Mech or even Alawi Victor. Like, tank items really matter because at least in Alawi you have multiple forms of frontline. You have Mordekaiser in the front, Meepsy in the front, all that good stuff. But here I really just have Jax, and if you're optimistic, like Aatrox does something, but it's I don't know, he doesn't do that much, to be totally honest. Gwen does go on my final board, but she's not going to be played until level 6, which is a very long time from now if I'm re-rolling. So we're just going to take again a nice I don't know if it's going to be a humble loss, but we're going to take a loss here. It doesn't look like a humble loss. It looks like we lost by all 5. And I think we want to be thinking about Jax items. We also want to be thinking about TF items. And then we want to think if we're playing Talon or Caitlyn or Gwen, like which one we're playing towards. And I think the number of copies will tell us which one we're playing towards most of all. Which one are we closer to? And our item components. If we get a bunch of bows, then Caitlyn is possible because she's like more an attack speed type of girl. And Talon really likes swords more so than anything. Yeah. Wow, we can't actually take the left here because that would make us learning and growing is not good when we're like this, but steamroll is very bad as well. So because I don't think I'm gonna win a single fight here. So unfortunately, I think we have to take steamroll, which is kind of crazy. We do get a 2-star Caitlyn, but we can't play her because we are no scouts. I wonder if I'm supposed to Nico my Jax here and slam a crown guard on him, is how desperate I am here to win this round. Because the 2 gold is like quite significant. Let's scout my matchups and see what's happening here. Okay, so he's just spawned 5 copies of Caitlyn pretty much out of nowhere here. I don't know if I win even if I do. You know, you never know unless you try, right? That is what they say. I'd feel a lot better if I had Caitlyn 2 here, but we're gonna try this. I think rolling wouldn't even be crazy because I do make 2 gold a turn. I'm just worried that the rest of my board is not strong enough. If I had TF pair here, I'm pretty sure you roll 100%. But without TF pair, I'm not sure if rolling is gonna be very efficient here. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But I do know Talon 2 is a beast, so if he can somehow make his magic work, or sorry, Jax 2 is a beast. If he can somehow make his magic work here, that'd be really, really good. Because winning this round would obviously just be super big. Wow, Talon is a beast. Because the Jax is holding the front line. I want it to be clear, it's because of the Jax holding down the front line. Here on 2 streak, or not on 2 streak, on streak here. Wow, they already have a Leona 3. Well, that's pretty good. I don't think we're ever beating that. Can we beat that and can we beat this? I think we can. I think I'm going to roll till 30 here, which I know seems a bit ridiculous, but we just saw the Talon do some crazy stuff, right? And I want to reward the Talon for being a good boy. In fact, I think removers are so important. I love this 2 gold around. I'm going to play really aggressively here and even use a remover if I want. So hopefully you see here, even with a bad option, we've made it work. So sometimes you get bad options, sometimes you choose a bad option, but you can always make it work here. So, and obviously I got the blessing of matchmaking, which is really good. We kind of have the idea. Yes, I know the rule is don't break 50. People always tell new players, don't break 50, just slow roll above whatever. But winning can make you money, and I think people forget that. This round got me 2 gold because I got 1 for the win streak and 1 for winning the round, and then I got 2 from steamrolling, and then now I get 1 for streaking into neutrals as well. I think people forget that as well. You can streak into neutrals, which is really, really good. If you're ready to actually start climbing, head over to tftgameplan.com. dpei's Disciples is my monthly coaching membership, and it gives you full access to my daily meta reads, weekly live Q&As, personalized feedback with unlimited spot reviews, and full access to my library of past coaching sessions, all for $15 a month. One-on-one coaching is also available if you want to improve even faster. Links are in the description below. And as always, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Money doesn't just make money. Sometimes spending money is better, right? Here, you can tell that spending the money to dupe my Jack, spending the money to find talent 2, that has made me more money than sitting above interest. If you scout, if you're up, if you know your matchups, all that stuff, it can make you money here. And the good news is it doesn't have to stop. I can still keep making money is the really like beautiful thing here. I'm considering leveling for K tier. Yes, it's not ideal, but it's something that we can do here. I think I want to roll here a bit for copies. I think how much do we want to level for K tier? Do we think we're strong enough to win these fights? I do think we're strong enough to win these fights. So I'm actually going to level here. Again, this is not something that you typically see, but I do think is really, really important. Do we want Shojin or do we want gargoyles? Really interesting question. We're going to see if we need to slam here. I think a lot of the times we will need to slam. Here, no gargoyles, so easy solution here. We're going to go Shojin Talon. Gargoyles is like a great Jax item, like you said. What we talked about, he's like the only tank, so giving him gargoyles makes a lot of sense here. And I do think that it will make a diff in this fight. We still stay above 40, so we're not killing our econ. I want to be clear that you can't kill your game by spending all your gold and being so aggressive, but if you're a little tactical with it, you can be, right? This round, again, got me 1 gold for winning the round, 1 gold for shrieking, and then 2 gold for steamroll, so that's a lot better. We're not going to I don't even know what happens if I click this. I don't want to find out. We do eventually need anti-heal, though I will say this is not the best thing, but I don't know if I love this either, to be honest. I think Portable Forge has a lot of upside here, and that's what I think I'm going to go with for now. Gun to my head, I really don't know what the best one is here. I could see an argument for Death's Defiance, but we already have a ton of damage amp, so maybe that doesn't make sense. From that perspective, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I think Death's Defiance Talon seems pretty good as kind of like a third item for him. I think there's different variations like we talked about. You could play Talon carry, TF carry. I just think Talon's a bit stronger now, especially with Death's Defiance, and with Jax holding the front line down. I'm hoping that this Talon can find his way to Teemo, because we are no way gonna win the front to back with Leona 2, right? It would be really hard to win. So as long as I get backline access and my Jax lives long enough for my Talon to proc, this is kind of how the fights go, right? TF would be way more front to back here, whereas Talon ends up being more, if I can stall long enough, he'll tag everyone, right? That's kind of the idea there. So we're making good money. In my opinion, we're making good money. We're 1 off Caitlyn, but she has no items, but I'm going to dig a bit here. We're just too close to it. When you're close, it's okay to dig. She has no items, so there's an argument to not having her, but at the same time, it's so cheap that I'm willing to investigate. 1 more Talon and I'm really willing to roll. Hopefully you see, even with Steamroll, I think Steamroll is an incentive of 2 gold, but you can imagine that this round is actually worth 3 gold, because I'm about to hit the 5 streak part, which gives you 2 gold, and of course you get 1 gold for winning the round itself. So if I lose any round here, I'm actually losing a potential of 3 gold, but I'm also losing my streak, which is really big potential as well, right? That could be indefinite amount of gold. Or not indefinite, infinite amount of gold. So that's why I'm rolling aggressively here. And of course, Steamroll gives us that extra incentive. Hopefully with Ahri here, we don't get another EXP one. I really want rerolls if possible, but we'll see what the gods offer. So we don't get it. We might just have to take a random emblem here. This... This actually isn't that bad. It's econ, but I don't know when I'll end up leveling, but this means that I'll have to like force my roll down a bit earlier. I don't know if I love a random emblem, and this also gives a really good component. There's not a lot of random emblems that could be good, so I'm actually keen on Ahri here, oddly enough. Normally I would not be, but oops, I should have picked up the Twisted Fate here for sure. Do I have to even pick up my blessing? Yes. Yes, I do, actually. I needed to really pick up the TF. So we really want to roll here. I don't know if I can keep rolling. This ends up being... Gonna have to give up on something here. Gonna have to give up on something. So I think I should keep rolling here in theory. Not in theory. I think I should keep rolling here, period, space, space. I definitely think I should keep rolling here while the odds are really efficient. I think I might have to give up on this. In for a penny, in for a pound. I don't even know why I can see Talon. It's probably because I didn't complete it. So that's my bad completely. I'm looking for TF here on the good odds. Yeah, it sucks that we have to throw away Gwen and that we got bench locked, but such as reroll, you can generally only go for 3 champions at a time. Hitting 4 champions is really hard. But at least we do hit our good units, and we can soft roll here. TF is important, but honestly I have more items for Talon anyway, so rolling for Talon is good. We're gonna hit TF eventually, and we're gonna sit here, and I don't know if we actually need to sit here and roll on this level. We need to think about Gwen. So I think there you want to throw away the thing that you're not close to, and I know a lot of people would throw away Gwen there, but I feel like Aatrox is a worse unit than Gwen. Gwen can actually hold items later on in the game, and more importantly, we were closer to Gwen. We were like 5 Gwens as well, and we're getting more towards her level with the EXP. I could have thought about not picking up the orb, but Gargoyle was kind of too good in that fight, right? It was kind of too good. I think I should have rolled a bit more urgently, and then maybe if I hit Talon 3, Jax 3, I wouldn't need to pick up the orb there, and I could stay low level. But I think this is okay. TF has no item, so there's no sense of urgency from my side. And I think rolling here makes sense, and I think rolling on 7 makes sense, and we could just add a Rost onto our board. Our board, we can't really change at this point. I think you could think about going into Fate Weavers, but right now we're playing around our Talon, so we do really want to play around Rogue if possible. So I think I'm rolling for Gwen and for Aatrox and for Rost as well. We'll see if we need to level. Obviously leveling would make us a lot stronger now, but it might kill our chance of hitting Gwen and TF for a long time. So that's really what I'm afraid of. So, but hopefully you see we've used this steamroll. We've made good decisions. I think that was like a really key part of this game, and I've made a lot of money. I know it doesn't look like I have a lot of money, but I've spent money. I think people confuse with having money in the bank and then actually spending it. I've used much more money, but I've also gained a lot more money this game. Right, I've gained a lot more money this game than a lot of people, in my opinion. So that's the important thing, is did we gain money? I do know that Gunblade is really good on Talon, but we already have Death's Defiance. I think Gunblade synergizes here really well, but like we said, we do already have Death's Defiance, so it does seem a bit overkill. That being said, it might still be my best item makes here. Given my components, I think Nashor's makes a lot of sense on TF. We don't really have a TF, so that is something to consider as well. I think you want to play towards your cap, though. And these items maybe make a bit too much sense, but I do see a flaw with them for sure. Talon has too much healing here. But he does tag everyone, so it's kind of okay. I was thinking about Rageblade is the strongest board right now, but I think we can play for our cap. Sometimes you can't play for your cap because we're really stressed out because we have low HP and low money, and there's other people in the lobby who are stronger than us. But I think we're really strong, so we can play for our cap here. And I think TF is a lot better than Caitlyn in the late game, in my opinion. So yeah. Making items for us there. Item grab bag would be really good. We have a bunch of 3-star units, but no items, and we have an odd number of components, so this makes us an even number of components. We don't have Sunfire, but I think we need real items as soon as possible. Here with this TF, there is just no way I am not rolling for it. Here, we do hit it very fast, like disgustingly fast here. And we get a full Gargoyles as well. So Jax really likes being gargoyled. He is the solo tank in this comp. And then we can make GS here. I think would make a lot of sense, but we already have a lot of damage amp. We'll see if we need to slam it. How about that? We'll see if we need to slam it. But right now what I'm thinking is I'm probably going to level for Rost at one point or another. I think here, ideally, so we have a bunch of damage amp. If you've seen my damage video before, we don't want to index too much in one thing. And here GS gives us a bunch of damage amp, right? It gives us 30 damage amp, which is good, but we already have a ton of damage amp. So if we can greed our items because we're really strong now, which I do believe we are, we should definitely try to. This could be Nashor's and another Shojin. This could also be DB for my Talon and then move the Gunblade back. So these items need to like flow around, right? Shojin could have gone to my TF if I had 3-star TF earlier, but with Death's Defiance, we're just going to make 3-item carry, and I think 3-iteming your carry is really important. Yeah, and I think 3-iteming your tank is really important, so that's why you have to make Gargoyles there. If you're ever thinking about like Titan's BT on our Talon and then move items to here, 3-item our Jax 3 is really important. I wonder if we need to level for Rost here. It's a pretty big level. It adds a lot to our board. I'm kind of down to do it. We do want to hit 3-star Aatrox and all that stuff, but we can hit that while we roll on this level, and we can go for 3-star Rost as well. I think Gwen 3 is definitely in the cards. We might not have items for her, which is a bit problematic, but I'm hoping as we go through the game we will have items. So this is combat, this is item, and we've just gotten money from being strong. Hopefully you realize people are like, oh, you need to take an econ augment, and that is true sometimes, but sometimes you can just get money from being strong and streaking. I know I have steamroll this game, but there's just other ways to get money. Similarly, there are other ways to get items. People say you want an item augment. You want an item augment if you have the carries for it, right? If you don't have any carries, then item augments don't do anything. You need to match the augment with your board. I think that's the most important thing, and that's why I took portable forge there. I had really good carries with Talon and Jax, but I just had no items for them, so I really needed to take an item augment there. We Do we want Ahri or Evelynn long term? AD and AP whole board sounds really, really good. And then we get more levels, which is not crazy. This gives me a Nashor's. Which I think is pretty good. This would give me an IE, which also is not bad. I don't know if Talon is like an IE guy, though. I think this is... Oh, okay, I don't know which one I picked. Sorry for being really slow here. I think it was Evelynn is the one I should have picked. But no problem. They were both really good. It's always good to think through it. Obviously, if I was playing a real game in my... So we're going to just use the free rolls to upgrade Rost. Do we want IE? I mean, like, IE logically makes sense. I think his base AD is, like, not that high, is where I'm at. So I wonder if I can greed it. I'm scouting my pool. Everyone looks really weak. So I'm going to greed my components and see if we can get something better on neutrals, is where I'm at with it. I do think this crit glove is good, but I just don't know what to make of it. Striker's Flail, again, is not as good because we have a ton of... yeah, I guess AD and AP. I do think Evelynn was a lot better, actually. Durability was a lot better here, and then Nashor's. Complete the Nashor's is really, really good as well. We already get a ton of AD and AP from here, so rethinking it, it really wanted to be Evelynn. We want durability on our board. That sounds really good. Durability on a bunch of 3-stars sounds really, really good to me. So I think we made a faux pas there. What do we want to add to my board next? Probably Riven is my next in, so we need to start thinking about my next in here. I'm just going to roll on this level. New is also kind of chill. Oh, we could add a Kaisa too. I think going into neutrals, I can get a talent item. Maybe TG is too good though. Maybe this sword goes away. Gotta use my Revorger eventually. This guy's too weak, I think, for me to slam. So this is why you scout, to make sure that you are not contested. As you can see, the Teemo players are holding hands. I had a Teemo opener, but I saw a couple people going Teemo. So I went against it. Despite what the augment says, you can scout, but you can't pivot. You can scout, but you can't pivot. I will say that that is true. We definitely don't want to be in the contest like those guys, but I think even then we played it really well. Even if we weren't in a contest, we played it really, really well. So here I think we're looking for TG because we have too many carry units, and then I think we'll just make whatever we can out of here. We're also looking for anti-heal, but TG plus anti-heal is what we're ideally looking for. This is anti-heal, Shojin, and Edge of Night. That's pretty good. Isn't this already pretty good here? Shojin, red buff, or Edge of Night, red buff, Hodge. Is this good enough? I think this is good enough. We're still getting the steamroll, which is crazy to me. Hopefully we find a... I think I've been passing a lot of Corkies. How much do we care about... How much do we think Ribbon versus Corkster? I think Corkster is kind of really good though. Edge of Night, Hodge. Do we need Edge of Night here? If our Talon dies, Death Defiance and Rogue, like, I think he might just be cooked anyways. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna make Sterix here. And Hodge here, and we'll red buff TF for right now. I do really want to roll for this Gwen. I do think it's important. Let's put Corki and Ribbon in the planner. They don't fit perfectly trait-wise, but I think they're both really, really good units. I do think Gwen is a bit closer, and once we go 8, we can never really find Gwen. It's going to be a lot harder, so I want to roll on this level, and yeah, hopefully we can get more 3 stars cooking here for my medallion. We're really, really strong here, obviously. And there's the Gwen. I actually wonder, I really truly do wonder if these items are already better onto her. She's already doing a lot. It's really hard to say. She doesn't use Nashor's that well or red buff, but Gunblade could make sense, but then she's over-indexed on healing. So I think just something to consider. Later on, maybe I get a JG or something, and then that could be really good on Gwen for sure. But we have a lot of healing on my board, a lot of sustainability, and honestly, I'm starting to think the durability made a lot of sense. But once you have a lot of sustainability, also damage is kind of what you're lacking. So I don't hate the Ahri boon. Yeah, I will have Ahri boon, so yeah. I wonder if we're going more towards Rogue. Right now, I'm leaning a bit more towards playing for Riven. Not that I think Riven's going to hold any items, but Riven just might buff my other units. But I do think Corki's a bit more reliable as we go later into the game. Melee carries tend to fall off as the game goes on, just because the damage happens really, really quickly, right? Does anyone hate leveling here? Kind of too cheap to level. And then I'll just level for another rogue. And we'll be mostly in rogues. I think I'm going to try to play around this Gwen as much as I can. This is just 13 AP and AD on my two carries here. It's not that big because I already have Ari's boon and stuff like that, but it's only 2 gold to level if you think about it. Yeah, whereas I can get a free unit that, like, you know, procs an Eon or something like that. I think Talon is also falling off, but I do have these items onto him, so it's a bit hard to get off of him, I will say. With this, I think Riven 2 could be really good, but I think with these items and with this setup with Medallion, surely he's quite good. Yeah, but I could see a world where Riven 2 is a bit better, and then we can move items off of him and then onto TF and then onto Caitlyn. But I think this is totally okay as well. As the fights get later and later, I kind of want survivability. I feel like she does a lot of damage. We could look for JG, but Edge of Night is really good. I do think Edge of Night is very, very good on Gwen, but maybe we need more damage, and I'm totally okay with that possibility here. Archangels is not that good. None of these are that good, so maybe you probably should just take the Edge of Night when it's staring you in the face. Yeah, I could see it. That being said, I'm going to put my best items on my best units here, and my best unit, in my opinion, is Gwen 2. She's a 2-star 3 cost. That's going to be more than a 2-star 1 cost, and we have good items for her, reasonably good items on her. Double healings may be a lot less bad if I have you know, some scaling thing, but I've been scaling this whole game in theory with no scout, no pivot. So I don't know how fast these fights will be for Archangels, so I'm not a big fan of that. I'd much rather have Eon, but oh, I have not been picking up my steamroll. Do we care about Aatrox 3? Like, yes, but no, but it also only costs 1 gold. Probably fine. I don't think we're going to roll for it. I, in fact, think we're going to level for this and call it a day. I think we could level for this as well. How much is the rogue really doing? 1580 AP when I already have 150 AP and AD. Wow. Ugh. And so much damage amp. Ugh. Man, my board is really, really quite disgusting, as some people might say. But normally you don't have to think about your level 8 and level 9 unless you're a giga high roller like me. We're going to put that right in front of his face here. And I'm okay to tank the Meepsy. Yeah, I'm totally okay to tank the Meepsy. We're going to kill this Galio first, hopefully. And then after the Galio, hopefully this Meepsy is going to die with no Edge of Night. My Talon already went onto his graves. Talon and Gwen have really good synergy together. Talon tags some units and then Gwen finishes them off. And they run around and do stuff. So I'm not really afraid of winning any of these matchups. It looks like my Ghost is handily winning. But hopefully you guys see at the beginning, the most important part is like how much different I played the game than, say, your average player there. Lesser duping for Jax was really important. Rolling for Talon 2 was really important. And then really like knowing that you can make money in different ways, right? Steamroll obviously made it a bit more clear that you get 2 gold a turn, but you get 2 gold a turn every single round. That I've been doing this, I've made 4 gold. I want you guys to know I made 4 gold. 1 gold for winning and then 4 gold for winning and streaking. And the interest matters. The interest does matter, but interest doesn't matter that much. Interest doesn't matter as much because winning is a lot better. Winning, you see yourself on fire. It all looks really good. Really, Morgana 2 goes on board. I don't know the details, but I missed the only unit I was looking for. I apologize. I would again assume GS. We're gonna put Gunblade, and we're constantly trying to like optimize my items, optimize my units based off of what I have right now and what I'm hitting later. So yeah, I think like knowing that the items do flow, like if you have like, you know that this is a TF comp right now. Like I built Shojin thinking about TF, but I also built Shojin knowing that it's pretty good on Talon. And this is probably my best item distribution. Once I got the portable forge, we were flowing around our items every which way, right? So that's something that you really need to consider is just like your items will flow about as you go throughout the game. And money is like such a lie. You really can make money through winning, but you have to be very intentional and scout and really know what you're doing to do it. It's harder to do, but the cap of being a better player is there if you want it to be.